As a grower, you are always working towards achieving the best quality of your crop. To make this possible, Eurofins Agro provides you all essential information related to water, fertilization, growing media and plant health. In this presentation, Jan Hardeman explains the testing of greenhouse soil and its relation to fertilization of the crop.
Hello, my name is Jan Hardeman. In this presentation, I'd like to tell you more about fertilization and greenhouse soil quality. This video is number 1 within a series of 6 videos within our Horti Expert presentations and sessions 2021. The first, an overview of a greenhouse. We focus in this presentation on greenhouse soil. This is the mineral soil in a greenhouse, like sandy and clayey soils. A few examples of crops in greenhouse soil, like lettuce, chrysanthemum, roses, etc. There are several crops grown also in substrates, like roses also on substrates. But in this presentation, I focus on the soil-grown crops. There are 2 different greenhouse soil laboratory methods. The first one is the greenhouse soil check. It's an analysis of plant available nutrients in field moist soil. The second one is the greenhouse soil stock. It's an analysis of nutrient stock and also physical and biological characteristics of the soil after drying at the laboratory at 40 degrees Celsius. So it are 2 different analysis techniques and 2 different pre-treatments. First, I'd like to discuss the greenhouse soil check analysis. It will give insight in plant available nutrients, and we advise to analyze this every 2 to 4 weeks during the growing season, and that's depending on the crop cycle. The parameters are pH, EC, and the macro and micro elements. Additional, we can analyze aluminium if you want. The method is a 1 until 2 volume extraction with water in field moist soil. So we take 1 part of soil, 2 parts of demineralized water, shake it, make an extract, and analyze the extract. The turnaround time is 1 day. The calculated advice, we can calculate a fertilizer advice for you, so you can give this to your crop. The report of the greenhouse soil check will look like this. In the first column, you will find the pH, EC, micronutrients analyzed within the extract. So these elements are present in the soil moisture because we dilute the soil, make an extract, and analyze this. The report can be sent to you in millimole or in milligram or ppms per liter extract. And all the targets and fertilizer recipes are based on this method, 1 to 2 volume extraction with water. You can choose 2 different recommendations. There are 2 options. Before planting the crop, we can give recommendations with fertilizers, which are granules for application before tillage. Or you can choose an advice during the growing season. It are recommendations with water-soluble fertilizers for applications via fertigation systems, like A and B tanks, the most common fertigation system. The first example is an example of fertilizer calculations before planting the crop. So you can give the fertilizers before planting based on the sodium and chloride and EC levels. We can calculate also a rinse amount. So the advice we calculate afterwards for the fertilizers is based on the amount of leaching. You can choose or you want to rinse or not. So we can give an optimal fertilizer calculation before planting the crop. during the growing season, we can calculate an optimal fertilizer recipe for an A and B tank fertigation. In this example, you see the filled A tank and the B tank with the amount of fertilizer specific for your crop based on the analysis results. In this example, you see also a drip EC of 1.0. The second analysis is the greenhouse soil stock analysis. It will give insight in nutrient stock and physical and biological characteristics. We advise to do this once a year or after deep tillage. The parameters are the organic matter, the carbonate lime, the CN ratio, and the different cations on the CSC complex. Clay silt sand percentage, and also we present the water retention curve. And we can analyze with this technique also the amount of soil life present in the sample. The method is developed with NIR techniques. You see also a picture how this method will look like. A specific NIR sensor, we can analyze these several parameters. The calculated advice is a soil repair or fertility advice. The report will look like this. Page 1, it will give a complete overview of the nutrient stock, the physical parameters like organic matter, clay silt sand percentage, and also the microbiological parameters. We present the microbial biomass which is present in the soil. And based on these parameters, we calculate the soil fertility advice. On the second page of the greenhouse soil stock analysis, we present the organic matter balance. You will see in this picture, the orange part is the stock of organic matter, which will remain after 1 year in the sampled layer if no effective organic matter is supplied. And you can see also the total required supply of effective organic matter as a result of the degradation of the organic matter. So you can see in this picture how many organic matter you have to add to the soil that the organic matter content will be stable in the soil. The second figure is the quality of the organic matter. You see over here, it's quite a stable organic matter. This will mean there's quite some carbon in the organic matter. If there is a lot of nitrogen or sulfur in the organic matter, then you have an unstable organic matter, a dynamic organic matter, because this organic matter is very interesting for soil life. So then they will break it down, eat the organic matter, and you have in that case an unstable organic matter. So complete overview of your organic matter, what you have to add and what you lose. So you can calculate the exact organic matter application. The next figure on page 3 of the report, it will show a structure triangle. It's based on the CSC saturation. The CSC is the cation exchange capacity. And it's very important how this CSC is saturated with which cations. And based on this cation saturation, we present this structure triangle. And important to look at is the calcium saturation. Is this on the right level? In this example, you see the dark dot, and you see around 90% calcium is on the CSC complex. And that will cause quite a good structure of your soil. You see that in this example. In the left picture, you see a lot of calcium on the CSC complex. On the right picture, you see a lot of potassium on the CSC complex. And a lot of calcium on the CSC complex will give a good structure of your soil. Good distance of layers between the clay particles. So an open structure is caused by enough calcium on the CSC complex. So very interesting parameter is the calcium amount on the CSC complex. The next figure is the texture triangle. The clay, silt and sand percentages we analyzed with NIR technique, and based on that method we can present a texture triangle. In this case you see the clay, silt, sand ratio will give the texture, the soil type, sandy loam. Another figure on the report is the water retention curve. We calculate this water retention curve based on different parameters, like the CSC saturation and also the organic matter and carbonate lime. Based on that parameters, we can present this figure. And based on this figure, you can calculate an optimal irrigation strategy for your soil. You can see where is the wilting point, at which moisture percentage, and which is the irrigation point. And if you use also moisture sensors in your soil, you can calculate an optimal irrigation strategy. More information you can get on request. The conclusion. We discussed two different soil analyses. The first one is the greenhouse soil check. The purpose of this analysis is optimal nutrient availability around the roots to avoid nutrient excess or deficiency problems. The second one is the greenhouse soil stock analysis. The purpose of this analysis is optimal soil fertility and structure. For more information, please visit our websites on analysis and insights, and also more information about sending our samples. Thanks for listening. Please do not hesitate to contact us for further information, and I hope we can help you to calculate an optimal fertilization advice for you. Thanks.